Hi, welcome to my channel, Heal with Yen. Today, I am going to talk about, which is the last episode, how to voice your voice of the series on how to recover your voice after toxic relationship abuse. So if you want to hear more videos like this, especially on different communication styles and how to recover your communication style, be sure to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. If this is the first time we meet, welcome. My name is Yen. I am a life coach and an author of a best-selling book on Amazon. So let's get started. In order to recover your voice, you have to make sure that your communication style is effective. An effective communication style is the one that is firm, that is assertive. The voice communicates, I am responsible for what I do, my thoughts, and my actions. So we start with the word I, with the I statement, which means I take responsibility for my desires, for my needs, for my wants, for my ideas, while I also really care about you and your idea and listening to it and take consideration of it. So basically the communication style that is with an I statement showing I take responsibility in this relationship, thus I do my part while I give consideration and also care about you. There are 4 different communication styles, which if you wanted to tune into more details about those, I welcome you to watch another video that I'm going to make that's exclusive, going to focus on the different communication styles. The one that is very effective to voice our voice is the assertive communication styles. The other styles are passive-aggressive communication style, and also aggressive communication style. These communication styles, they all have limitations and they don't really work as effective as the assertive communication style. So the effective one goes something like this. I really care about helping you with your homework. I really want to answer your question, Johnny, but I really need 5 minutes to finish up the work I have in my hand. So if you could please wait and just give me 5 minutes, I will come over and find you and help you. So this assertive communication style states the word with I. I am not blaming you for the fact that I am irritated or I cannot finish my work, or I'm not blaming you or bashing you for interrupting me. What I'm saying is, I take responsibility that I need 5 minutes for myself to finish what I have on my hand. So this is my need that I am stating in a way that's calm, that is firm, that is kind, and it is polite. That's showing you where the boundary is. I need you to respect me, to give me my space so that I can focus on what I need for 5 more minutes. So that is an assertive statement. And then I'm also stating, I care about you. I really want to help you. I do value your needs in our relationship, that I'm going to step up and really help you. If you could also balance it and be able to wait for me for 5 minutes. So this style is very, very effective. In order to voice your voice, I wanted to highly encourage you to define your voice by defining your boundaries. What do you need? Your ideas, your creativity. Define those boundaries of who you are, the person God made you authentically, which we really talked about in the last episode. Write it down. Write it down, those boundaries that you really, really need to other people to respect you. We have to take responsibility to teach other people where our fences are. Where our boundaries. They're not walls. to prevent us from engaging in relationships, from being able to connect with other people. But there are protective boundaries we need to have in place, which is our second point that I'm calling to really encourage you to do, is defining your boundaries. In order to voice our voice should not be the voice of avoidance, avoiding our responsibilities, or avoiding, communicating to others of what we really, really need, genuinely, to be the person God called us to be the person that God desires us to be in order to make a difference in other people's lives, to be the person that we are actually called to serve others. But in order to serve others, we also need self-care. We also need to take responsibility for our own need, our own idea, and our desires. That is not selfishness. That is simply taking responsibility for our own needs and our own wants so that we can actually serve other people's needs that God called us to do and bring into our lives. So the point number 2, when it leads to boundaries, to voice our voice. Our voice is not avoidance. Our voice should not be neglecting the need of ourselves and neglecting the need of other people. Our voice is also there to create boundaries of protection. We should not allow other people to walk all over our boundaries and to basically destroy our boundaries. If that happens, we simply cannot become the people God called us to do. We have to wear the armor of God. We have to really protect ourselves and to protect our purpose, to protect our calling in order for us to be good steward of the purpose and the calling that God trusted us with in this life. So Ephesians 6:10-18 talks about the armor of God that we need to put on. Take up the shield of faith, take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. So God actually commands us, if we sense there are people who are toxic, there are people whose words and whose behaviors, whose actions cause us harm, it is our responsibility to actually protect ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually by drawing boundaries. And it is not mean. It is not a way to reject people or to push people out of our lives. It is a way simply stating, this is where the line is I draw in order to protect my needs, that I really, really need other people in my life to respect what I need so that I can respond to my calling, so I can serve other people with the gift and talent and the sensitivity that God has trusted me with. It's a showing of our good stewardship, the gift and talent that God actually gave it to us. It is our responsibility to learn to be a good steward of it so we can actually grow the gift and talent that God gave it to us. And as a way of growing, we can actually have more and more resources in order to serve other people that God put into our lives. Make sure when you're communicating your boundaries, you use your assertive voice. You're not asking a question of, can I do this? Or I'm going to do this. Is it going to be okay with you? Take charge. Take responsibility for the boundaries that you created in your life. You're going to voice it in a way that's assertive. I need 5 minutes. It's not, I'm going to need 5 minutes. Are you going to be okay with that? Of course, you're not going to go into be okay with that. People do not respect your boundaries. People want to walk all over your needs. People simply who are very self-centered, they're not going to be okay with that. So don't voice this in a way as a consultation or soliciting their ideas or asking them a question. State it as, I need this. While that I care about you, but I need this in order for me to be okay. Point number 3, last but not least, in order to voice our voice needs to make us peacemakers. God has called us in Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. So if it's up to us, God's word said, if it's up to us, we want to be peacemakers. Peacemakers does not mean we tolerate anything that other people do. It doesn't mean that people can violate our boundaries and walk all over our needs. Peacemaker simply means that we can be very kind, we can be genuine, we can state our truth. The truth that God has called us to be firm in as believers of Jesus Christ, has died on the cross to redeem us. And so we can have redemption with God, even though we might not be able to have redemption with relationship with other people, because things sometimes do not simply turn out the way it's supposed to be due to that we are all sinners. We simply cannot really redeem other human beings because our God is our Redeemer, and we have redemption with Him, even though we cannot be redeemers with other peoples that we are called to be in a relationship with. And that is okay. Be a peacemaker. We do not retaliate. We do not revenge. We do not be so angry that we condemn other people. That is not what God has called us to do. God called us to really take ownership of our part. God called us to forgive ourselves and forgive other people's trespassing. And God had called us to be kind. We can simply put our boundaries. And if that means if the abuse is too much, and if there is not a safe place at all to have interaction with this other person, we can still be able to love and care about this other person from a distance. We can honor our parents if it's unsafe to actually see them, if it's unsafe to be around them, if it's not even safe to talk to them, that is too painful or it is too hurtful, that we can still be able to honor them without having direct personal contact with them. But where to draw those boundaries, that is really, really up to you. And it's up to you for you to test those boundaries of what you're okay with, what makes you feel safe, and what doesn't. That itself, it is another topic that I will address in my future episode. So I hope this information really helped you to give you some good ideas on how to voice your voice. If you find them helpful, I will be really glad if you can hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Until the next episode, take care of yourself and your loved ones.